So how did I learn all this stuff about insulation, heating and cooling, and building science? I've got this question several times over my career, and I thought it'd be helpful for others to learn kind of my path and some of the resources that I used to learn all this stuff over the years. And it kind of starts back in high school for me. So in high school, my parents had a general contracting business that was called Paul Davis Restoration. It was an insurance restoration business that primarily dealt with fire, water damage, smoke, mold, mildew, and all that kind of stuff. And so through that business, I got to see how buildings failed and how to rebuild them. And then when I was 17, my parents bought a small insulation business, very small, one of their subcontractors, as they were doing a lot of insulation extractions whenever there were fires, and they thought it would be a good value add. Turned out to not be a great value add. But it gave me the opportunity to work in insulation, which frankly I hated, did not like it at all. And when I was in high school, I had always planned to go to college, and I did go to college. Went to the business school. After business school, went to work for a different business up in Chicago and then in Houston. And while that was happening, my dad's health was declining. And so my dad has Parkinson's disease. And after about a year or so out of college, my mom basically needed help running the restoration business and the insulation business. So I told her sure I would come back and help out. And so came back, ran the insulation business for about 3.5, 4 years. And during that time, we did low-income weatherization assistance. And that wasn't something that the business had done before. And a friend of mine from business school, his name's Isaiah Dockery, he had gotten the company into that niche through an organization in Indianapolis called INCA, the Indiana Community Action Association. And so INCA basically trains energy auditors and technicians that work in the state of Indiana in the weatherization program on how to air seal houses, how to seal ductwork, how to insulate houses, as well as mobile and modular homes. So I went through a ton of classes at INCA. I did the energy auditing class at INCA probably 4 or 5 times and got certified as a BPI building technician first and then a building analyst later on. And so that was kind of the start and the base of my building science knowledge. So we did, at the insulation company, we also did a lot of custom homes and for new construction and obviously fixing customers' houses in existing homes. But what I found is that after learning about building science and what most contractors don't know about insulation, air sealing, heating and cooling, and all that kind of stuff, is that once you know this stuff and you're a contractor and you go out and you diagnose people's problems, they might hire you to do the work, they might not. And they might just take your recommendations and then go give that kind of scope of work to somebody else, another contractor, to get competing bids. And so unfortunately had not refined my sales ability at that time, and I've never frankly been a great salesperson, but I got tired of having figured out people's problems and not getting paid for them, frankly. And it took time to inspect a house as part of a insulation estimate, and I just didn't have the right approach at that time. So anyway, ended up selling the insulation company to one of my employees and his uncle, who ran it for several years and grew the business. And at that time, I moved to Louisville in 2008, and I wanted to start an independent energy auditing business and also start investing in real estate. So I started Building Performance Group in 2008, mainly to do home energy audits, and eventually within that year, got certified as what's called a ResNet Home Energy Rater, or a HERS Rater. And that is something that is needed if you're going to do energy code compliance verification for new construction, as well as like Energy Star certified homes or green built home certifications and stuff like that. And going through the training for ResNet HERS Rater certification was pretty difficult, frankly. I mean, I already knew a lot of the building science knowledge, but this kind of took it to another level. I did pretty well. I mean, I passed on my first try, became a HERS Rater, and then started going out and getting builders as clients. And Frankly, I was one of the first in Kentucky to get certified. And so because of my background in actually doing the work and being able to diagnose the problems, it was fairly easy for me to pick up clients that way. As time went on, started learning more about the HVAC side of things and met a friend named David Richardson, who at the time was a HVAC contractor. His business had been in HVAC for a while, and then he ended up going and working with the National Comfort Institute. And David said, I think you'd really like what we're doing over here, and invited me to some of the NCI classes. And NCI teaches HVAC contractors all about air balancing, tuning commercial and residential systems for optimal performance, and figuring out problems that have to do with health and safety, combustion issues, airflow issues, sizing issues, all these kind of things. And so I learned a lot through NCI about HVAC systems. It's been a kind of continual learning process for the last 10 or 15 years, but the base really started in weatherization and insulation. BPI certified, ResNet certified, NCI certified. You know, there's always something to learn. So if you're looking to get into the building science world, I would definitely start by getting one of these certifications. If you're not wanting to be necessarily full-time in it, I have created a course that is primarily for homeowners and tradesmen, as well as real estate professionals, that teaches the basics of building science and home performance, called My Home Comfort Advisor. And I really hope that I can reach more people and teach kind of the basics about this stuff so that more people are aware of it, because frankly, more people need to be aware of it. It's been 20 years that I've been working in this industry, and the fact that the same problems pretty much still exist as they did 20 years ago is extremely frustrating. So, you know, that's the goal, is to help teach more people, and hopefully we can fix more houses more easily and get some of the issues resolved that have plagued this industry, with oversized equipment, with improper processes, blowing insulation in attics before air sealing. There's a right way to do things and there's a wrong way. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad information out there. So hope this helps, and I'll talk to you on the next one.